and basically like, you know, run the Swipetrades platform along with my team. Myself and the team work very, very hard every day to make sure that we give you the best results possible, one, give you the best setups possible, two, and then three, overall, just give you guys a great experience. So guys, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. What I wanna start with is, I want to start with some market outlook, some pairs that we're looking at, but also just post in the Q&A. I want to get the Q&A kind of, you know, a lot of questions in there. So towards the end, this is also being recorded. Towards the end, we can, you know, go over those questions. I can go over in detail, and we can get everything questioned as far as how to take partial profits, you know, how to calculate risks, things and so forth. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Boom, right here. I'm going to share my screen, and then just confirm that you guys can see my screen. I'm going to bring my chat box up here. Where's the chat? Oh my goodness. Crazy. So if you guys can see, yes, you can see my screen. Awesome. So let's get this thing started and going, guys. I'm going to minus this. And apologies, for some reason, I don't know why it's not letting me do a video, but we got it going on here. This is all we need to see right here. This is all that matters, the charts, and let's get it going for you guys. So really quick, guys, if you're down for some market outlook analysis, we do this in the trade room. I'm live every Tuesday and Thursday night on IML TV. If you're not using that tool, I suggest using it. But let's get it going, guys. The Euro USD, now a signal did come out on this last night, sent by myself, Jay Adams Investments, and you know, it missed our entry by about 2 pips. And as you can see, it rose up to the top here, which is why we set an order to cancel those orders. Now, just because I know some kind of questions, no sound. If you guys can confirm the sound, just still post in the chat that you can see my screen and that you can hear me good. Okay, not sure as to why some people may not see or hear my screen, but maybe it's a issue on their behalf, on their end. Cool, awesome, good stuff. So guys, I'm gonna answer a question that probably a lot of you asked right here is like, what does it mean by an update? Like, when does it say delete orders? Like, let's say we get a trade update or something like that, update, and the update says delete pending orders, just like that, right? Well, pretty much all that means is you just delete those orders. It mainly means when a trader on the team calls a trade, and that, you know, let's say, you know, for instance, he or she goes to bed and the trade missed by 2 pips, and you wake up in the morning like last night, for instance, and, you know, we happen to miss entry, we'll send an update for you guys to delete those pending orders. Why? Because that trade is no longer valid. We do not see price getting all the way back to that original entry point, and it's better to just delete it and get it off the table. Sometimes it's going to happen. I'm not going to catch every single trade, but rest assured, you know, the accuracy is there and precise, because this trade exactly missed by like a pip or 2 is what it is. So what are we seeing on this pair now? What I'm seeing on this pair now is, as you can see, I'm gonna kind of maximize this a little bit. Let me see if I can minimize this screen here. And this is being recorded so you can send this to your teams and stuff, so on and so forth. So let me get this out just like this. Cool. So when we're looking at the market, guys, when we're looking at the market, what I want you to see is, you see this line I have drawn across here. What basically that means is a rejection in the market, a failure to break price, a failure to break. So you can see 1 right here, and then you can see 2 right here, and you can see this wave. What I mean by wave is, I mean kind of like just like that, a movement in price to the upside. We can see a retracement here, and then we see another one to the upside here. Now, what that would mean here is, I'm actually eyeing this up for a swipe trade alert. But what we're looking at here is, we're going to go to the bottom here, and I'm going to eye this up. This second impulse to the upside basically means that there's a change of trend. I did a training in Atlanta and Mexico last year, and I do it in my trade room every Tuesday and Thursday night. But it's basically called the law of twos. Now, what I mean by the law of twos is, I'm gonna do something right here for you guys. We have 1. And my whole goal of this call is to provide some serious value to you guys, and also implement, you know, that kind of these tools, and then get your questions answered on swipes, so you guys can get the best results possible. Because, you know, I've some personal customers, some family members and stuff, who are getting some good results following the proper risk and stuff on the app as well. So what do I mean by law of twos? Well, we have this high here, and I'm just going to clone this real quick. Clone. And we're going to do this till 9:30. And then from 9:30 onwards till 10, we're going to answer all the questions. I see there's about 29 or so in there. Making it nice and smooth and having some fun in here. So we see this first high and this first low. And then you see this other one up here. I'm going to clone this. And for those of you in South Florida, I did this training the other Wednesday as well for you guys. Here, now, what that means is to confirm a change in trend, it's kind of like your Elliott waves, as you know, but this one right here, this can confirm that trade if we get a pullback. Again, if we get one, entry for that 1, 2, 1, 2, this will be the first higher high, first lower low. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. When you have a set of twos, a law of twos, 2 higher highs and 2 higher lows, it's a change of trend. And I learned that from the man himself, the CEO of iMarkets Live, Christopher Terry. I learned that from him. And it's taken my analysis to the next level. It's really made me see the eye in the market and how the market's moving and to know when a trend change is coming. So here for the Euro USD, I am seeing a trend change, anticipating one anyway. If we can get a pullback in price down to here, possibly get a trend line touch retest, what you can see here is when I take this fib level from this low to this high, you can see how a 61.8 matches in line perfectly with our previous high in here, anticipating a buy entry if it does get there. For that, for a possible 50 plus pip move to the upside again on the Euro USD. That's just my outlook and stuff like that. Does anyone know who is speaking now? I can see the chat. Yes, Justin Adams. I'm a master trader, master educator with iMarkets Live, and I also launched the Swipetrades platform, was put in charge by Christopher Terry and top leaders of IML to launch Swipetrades last January. And since last January, we added on some members of the team starting in August of 2017. We started with the teams in August of 2017, and since then have taken this thing to the next level. But yes, you know, we were there since the beginning. It's been a huge journey. It's been a crazy journey, guys, and I'm so grateful and privileged to be here on this call with you guys and to help you guys profit in the markets and get these prime setups for you. Trust me when I say I've been doing analysis and signals for years now and have been consistent. And you know the team is doing a phenomenal job. So it's going forward, guys. It's going good. So yes, guys, pleasure to meet you guys. My name is Justin Adams, and we are here in charge of the Swipetrades app, doing the Swipetrades training for you guys. So Euro USD, we see there's law of twos, boom boom, and we're anticipating a buy entry if it does get there. Now let's just move on, guys. I'm gonna go glance in the market and see what's happening. Let's go to some GBP USD. These are some of my favorite pairs to trade, and we're just gonna delete everything, and I'm just gonna take an outlook on the market and what it's doing. You can see news last week pushed this, to the high here. And then you can see like a short retracement here and another impulse to the upside here. And then you kind of have this small action here. Now, I'm usually not trading on an hour time frame, to be honest. For those of you who do trade and do analysis and kind of, do your own trading, I'd suggest 4 hours because then you can really see the bigger picture. What I mean by that is you can kind of see how this was such a short retracement, and it did rise up to here, based on the fact that you have this whole area inside here, and it kind of went past that here, and you can kind of see short retracement, and it just retested that and went to the high. I don't really see anything here. If we get another retest of this black line here, that'd be cool too. USD CAD is another one that's been moving. Davis, thank you, the GOAT. I'm just here to help the fan. Here to help the people eat. Here, USD CAD, 4 hour time frame. Now, what I want to tell you guys here, and again, we're going to do this analysis till like 9:30, and then we're going to get your questions answered. It's going to be recorded, guys. It's going to be a phenomenal tool. We're going to start doing this every other week because, I mean, this is crazy. There's 1,200 of you on this call right now, and this was just promoted this morning, about 12 hours ago, which is nuts. Very grateful for you guys to be here. But the market is telling you a story. And what story, and your job is to find out what is the story. What I mean by that is, and I tell this all the time in the trading room on iMarkets Live TV, is you see this 4 hour candle, you see these shifts to the downside, you see this here, look, boom, downside. You see this here, like what I mean by this story is you can see this, but then you see something like this, what story is that telling you, right? That story is that, okay, well, these 4-hour candles are strong. They're big. What I mean by that is you can see the size of them. There's a lot of momentum to the downside. So that means, what am I going to do with this pair? Okay, it's a seller's market. Clearly, it's a seller's market. So I'd be looking for sell opportunities on this pair. So with USD CAD, what I see here, you can see an indecision in the market, basically exhaustion. For those of you who don't know, what I mean by exhaustion is you can see this wick right here. It's an exhaustion in the market. And then you see this downside move like this. You see how long that candle is? That move, this means price moved. That amount of pips, what is, this is, let's just say this high here, 1.28 to 1.268, basically 120 pips in 4 hours. That's telling me something, that the sellers are again in control. We go to the 1 hour, and it's rest assured the story that it's telling right here. What I'm going to keep an eye on is I always take the shift and trade with the trend, which the trend is clearly down. And we can see when I draw fibs from the high to the low, we can see our retracement areas of 38.2. These are my two favorites, 38.2 and 618. Now, why is 38.2 an area that I would probably likely sell? If anybody can answer that in the chat, my traders in the house, stand up, let's get it. But what is right here? It's a previous area of support. Support, right? You can see the price, the market bounced off of that level, bounced off the level, and then rose up here and then broke it. What I want you guys to understand is this line right here, and I hope you're all taking notes. The people in the room, the people in this 1,200 of you who are on this call right now taking notes, I'm telling you what, give it consistency, give it time, give it belief, and your trading will go next level because you're in the room taking notes, wanting to learn more, and always be a student. I'm always a student. I'm always looking for new ways to, get inside the market, to find setups, to, take my analysis next level. So write this down, what was once support acts as what? Newfound resistance. Resistance. And then what was once resistance acts as newfound support. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time, that's how I go by. So this was used to this 38.2 area, you can see how it matches up. That matching up is what's called confluence. So when I see this huge shift to the downside, all right, sellers are still in control. I'm going to look for sell opportunities, but am I going to sell in this area right here? Am I going to sell right here? Me personally, I'm not going to, because I face the risk of what? Drawdown. What if this does go to the 61.8? Then I'm screwed on entry. Rest assured, I'm right there. Too much echo, and he's cutting out. Guys, are you the only ones on there? If you can see the screen and hear me clearly, just post in the chat. Clear. Okay, cool. Because I have awesome Wi-Fi in my office here, and if it's echoey, sorry, I just have vaulted ceilings in the new office here in Miami, Florida. So sorry about that. Anyway, so you see how the 38.2 lines up with the support. What was once support will act as newfound resistance. What that means is we're anticipating possible pullbacks to 38.2, and this area will act as what? Resistance to take that what? Downside move to the downside. Does that make sense? So a lot of setups coming in right here. USD CAD, Euro USD. They're not set up yet, but it's all about what in the market? Patience, 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 patience. Boom, I'm gonna have to watch this again. Yes, that's why we're recording it. Cool, let's pop into it. We got about 43 questions here, guys. We're gonna bust through this thing. This is why we're here. This is why 1,200 of you guys came on this call. Christopher Torillo, are you live at FIU again Monday nights? We're doing that once a month at FIU trainings here in South Florida. Boom, hello everyone. Cliff Andrews from Seattle, Washington. Cool. Will the session be recorded? Yes, it will be recorded. Question, wondering if in the weekly recap you could include all open and pending trades so everyone can know if they miss anything and square things away. You could include all open and pending trades. Yes, we have done that before in the past, but we will start including some open and pending trades. Actually, let me put that in my notes just so I get reminded myself on there, which would be awesome. So let's see, swipe recap, right? Swipe recap, and we want some open and pending trades, weekly recap. Awesome. This is why we do this, man. We're here for the people. Here for the people. Cool. Jay Wooin asks, wonder if you could possibly number trades so when they say two traders both have the same pair being traded, we can be sure which is which. Yes, Jay, sorry. Last week, I know Euro USD was a conflicting trade with myself and Wealthy Picks. That's been cleared away. We usually do not have, let me dismiss some of these actually. I can do that? Cool. All right, so, all right. Dismiss. Oh. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just make sure that we have the session be recorded. Yes, we can answer that. Boom, we answered that. All right, so now we're on here. Jay Woolman, yes. So we had an issue last week, but we never usually, like myself and the team are always communicating on a consistent basis every day. And then, we usually do not trade the same pair. Whatever trader calls that pair is what they call. So that's that. I can hear you but can't see you. Okay, cool. Video is not working. Apologies, but sharing screen is. Should I take, Chris Jones says, should I take every trade? Yes, man. If you can get to every trade, that's what's going to get you to the best results possible. So guys, I'm going to answer Chris Jones. Should I take every trade? So let's do this, right? I'm going to touch on something. Just keep your questions to, I'll keep it down here. So there's a video I have on my YouTube channel, which is where this might be, I'll probably post a recording on here. But following risk management, guys, is very, very, very crucial. And I'm going to take it like this. So let's say, for an example, we have $1,000 account balance, right? We have $1,000 account balance. Now, you as a trader, and even if you aren't a trader, I'm calling you a trader. Why? Because you're taking trades, you're getting used to the platform. And even if you came on here as a customer and just want to copy paste, that's cool. You're still a trader, man. It's fun. So you as a trader, right? You have to decide, right? What risk I want to do per trade. And you have to keep that risk every trade. Why is that? I'm going to get into the math and the statistics of it to show you how. $1,000 account balance, you as a trader, you have to decide what risk per trade, keep the risk every trade. So let's say we choose 2%. Okay, so what's 2% of $1,000? 2% of 1,000 is what? Oops, 1,000 is what? Right here, 1,000 is equal to $20. So I'm telling myself, if this trade loses, I can risk losing $20 and I'm comfortable with that. I can set the stop loss on the swipe trade and boom, I can be sleep in the middle of the night, and if it hits stop loss, cool, I'm not gonna worry and lose my stuff over $20 loss. 2% of $1,000. And when a swipe trade comes in, and in the notes it says risk on trade, and I do this all the time, which is why I'm able to type this out for you guys. So if I'm going fast, apologies, we'll slow it down a little bit. Risk on trade idea is 35 pips, right? That means a 0.03 per 1,000 is 1% risk. Well, then Swipetrades is giving you that easy risk to follow. If you told yourself 2% and your account balance is around 1,000 or 1,050 or whatever it is, then a 0.03 is 1%. What would I use for 2%? I'd use a 0.06. Now, here's the thing about understanding risk is if I even win 6 out of 10 trades, if I win 6 out of 10, which is just over 50%, I'm still a profitable trader. Disclaimer, results may vary, whatever it is, but still, this is math, this is statistics, We're not making claims here. It's just simple math. If I follow risk on every trade and win 6 out of 10, I'm going to what? Profitable trader. $10, $20, it's whatever it is, at least you're in profit. Makes sense, right? Which is why, Chris Jones, to answer your question, yes, take as many trades as you possibly can. Why? Because most of them are winners. I think out of 100, I don't have it with me, but it was like, we did the quarterly statistics on each trader, and it was like out of 150 trades as a team, I think like 90 to 100 of them were like winners or something like that, or over that. I'm not sure, but it was basically 2/3 were winners pretty much. And the pips amounts were obviously plus 4,500 pips already in our first quarter, which is absolutely nuts and insane. So with that being said, cool. Yes, answer the question. Try to take as many as you can. Jim Davis asks, when do you enter into a buy or sell by markets? Chris Jones, will we hit 2,000 pips a month? Yes, we will hit 2,000 pips a month. Don't worry about that, especially when Swipetrades Plus comes out. When do you enter into a buy or sell by market? Jim Davis, good question. When you enter into a buy or sell by markets, you're going to do that when it asks you specifically. Now, for you guys who may see the trade late, like let's say right now, like this is not a signal, guys. Do not take this. This is an example. Let's say USD CAD. Let's buy USD CAD right now. Market execution is this price right here, which is 1.26. Let's see here, 1.26980. All right, 1.26980. Let's say you go to your Swipetrade app and it says, actually, let's do some like here. I'm going to stop this share real quick, and I'm going to get to a new share because I'm really going to get into the nitty gritty with you guys here. Cool. Can I do iPhone? Just give me one prompt in. Trust the computer. Guys, just give me 1 second. Here, my shared window to the front. What is this? Cool. What screen can you guys see right now? Give me 1 second, guys. Hang tight. Here we go. You guys can see this, right? Hold on, all this mumbo jumbo coming up. Let me get the chat back up. If you can see this, my phone screen, please say that you can see my phone screen. Yes, you can see my phone screen. Dope. All right, so we're gonna go back and forth, and we're gonna go to the Swipetrades app here, just like this. All right, here, get to this one. I'm just gonna go with an example. So let's say we see this right here, right? This is recorded for you guys, so you can see literally firsthand live how to do this. Check mark. See how this says buy by market? It's 1.05200. So if I'm just seeing this, like let's say for instance, like I know the question's probably in the Q&A, but if you see this late and you like this signal, like it shows a signal time. So this one was, let me just delete that. This one was 11 hours ago. So rest assured, like I'm telling you guys an hour window max. Like if you, after the hour window, you're gonna have to go in and check the price. It's as simple as that. So here I can see 1.05200 buy by market. Okay, I'm gonna go back and forth to my MetaTrader, back and forth, and I'm gonna see 1.05200. Okay, so price is right there. As you can see, price shoots down. Now it's shooting back up to the upside. If this price already hit, like here, like let's say I just saw the signal and I see prices at 1.05350, am I going to enter that at an execution? No, I'm not going to enter that as an execution. Why is that? Because I already missed out on this. Let's say you have a bigger account size balance, put a standard lot on it. You could face drawdown of, what is this? 14 pips out, $140. Like, come on, guys. Simple math. So rest assured, to answer the question, if you guys are seeing the trades late, or if you are, let's share the screen again. I'm gonna go back to my desktop just to put my notes down. Just make sure to get that hour window, please, guys. Hour window tops. That's what I mean by buy by market, sell by market. Just keep that in mind. So we'll dismiss this. Cool. How do we know which swipe trade to take? Delilah, good question. Just take them all as you see fit. If you do not agree with an analysis, the Swipetrades platform was created for you to literally swipe to the left if you don't like the trade, to delete it, and swipe to the right to accept it if you like it. If you don't like an analysis, like if you see a trade that's buying in a huge downtrend and you're not comfortable with that, then rest assured, just delete it. Don't take it. It's up to you. That's what the whole platform was created for, a user experience for you guys. It was literally with you guys in mind. So that being said, to answer that question, take the ones that you're comfortable with. What are we covering in this webinar exactly, Bob? How we're doing exactly how in this webinar now. Ashanti asked, what are some good strategies to use? I'm currently learning some awesome oscillator and Ichimoku Cloud. To answer that question quick, because I want to answer more questions based around the Swipetrades platform, but the strategy you should find is the one that is most comfortable to you. What do I mean by that is it's all about what feels good to you. So for me, in my journey and trading journey, it was more of how can I find those awesome setups, or I'm trying to mess with the oscillators, the MACD, the RSI. I'm trying to mess with Ichimoku Cloud, a little mixture of all this stuff. And for me, it was too much clutter on the charts, and I started finding myself in a position where I started losing a little bit more, and doing this and wondering why. It's because for my own personality, I like things to be clean. I like things to be simple and precise. So for me, it was more less indicators and more kind of learning fibs and price action and support resistance. That's all I really do. So it's from some good strategies is a strategy that feels good to you. That's the best way I can answer that question. Can you please explain what the correct strategy is regarding the trades? When you issue a trade, do we leave it to activate even if it's been sitting for days? Or do we only delete the trade when you guys send a delete notification? Marie Edward asked that. Awesome question. Yes, I did want to answer this question in this session. If a trade isn't active for a couple of days, I'd just delete it. Rest assured, we want you to wait until a delete notification, but sometimes we understand that you may or may not get that notification. So just go in and delete it if it's been a couple of days. But try to wait for that trader to issue that delete notification, because we do. I know myself and the team, we do send those dismissal to delete so-and-so's trade. What is the purpose of RSI, Fibonacci? That's all technical analysis. You can learn that in MLTV. Don't want to get too into that question. That's another kind of takes a couple minutes to answer that, but I want to keep this for that. Not seeing screen, guys. I know most of you guys can see the screen. If you're not seeing the screen, I do apologize. Something is wrong on your end, because I know a lot of you, 1,200 of you, most of them are seeing it. Why do the trades come in late every time through the app? Every time I open the app after a trade is called is late. Joel, I do not know. I myself have a customer account that I have for Swipe, so I get a notification every time an alert is sent. I am getting those notifications right as soon as we send them, or one of my traders does. So not sure how that works. Dismiss that. Trades for the week. Okay, cool, Bob. How? Okay, cool. Trades are coming. When there's a trade to sell by market, the option for entry price isn't there. Do I need to monitor the price and then enter as well by market? Alexia Cook asks. When there's a trade to sell by market, just find out. I mean, there's usually always a price if we do a sell by market. If there's not, it's probably an update. So just keep in mind to always read the notes. Always read the notes and do it that way. When there's a trade, boom. So we got that one. Cool, guys. This is awesome. When is swipe coin coming? How much will it be? Gerald G, swipe coin coming soon. Boom, boom, here we go. Dismiss here, not questions here. Perfect lot size for a $500 account. Again, to answer that question, just do it. It's all up to you. Whatever risk you want to do, it's based on your account size, account balance. You just multiply that by the amount risk and follow that per trade. Is it okay to enter a swipe multiple times if there are multiple take profits? If so, what is recommended account size and lot size to enter multiple times? Guys, here is the thing. If you're going to enter multiple trades, you have to follow risk. What do I mean by that? For me, I really only want to enter 1 to 2 max per trade. Why? This is how you're going to get the most results. Because in the middle of the night, let's say, I have people who have 1 entry for take profit 1, 1 entry for take profit 2, 1 entry for take profit 3. And in the middle of the night, let's say they're sleeping and the trade shoots down at news, hits take profit 1, then shoots back the other way. Well, your entry 1 closed out at take profit 1, but now you have 2 entries running at a risk that are going to go and probably, maybe hit the stop loss or hit the stop profit, whatever you have in there. And it doesn't make any sense. Keep it simple. 1 to 2 trades per max per trade. And if you're going to do that, you got to follow risk. What do I mean by that? Let's do the same example. Let's say we use 0.06 to risk 2%, right? We told ourselves we're going to risk 2%, and distance to the stop means I use a 0.06 lot size. Does that mean it's a 0.06 on each one? No. If you're going to do multiple stuff, you have to divide that by the number of entries. Number of entries, because you're going to run yourself into the ground and blowing your accounts. Like there's people who say like, oh, I lost my account following swipe trades. How? How do you, how? Follow the risk. Guys, I understand. This is why we're here. We're here to help you guys achieve the best results possible, which is why I'm here. Follow the risk. 0.06 divided by the number of entries. So if I have 3 entries, they each got to be at 0.02. Why? Because if I have 0.06 total running, and if those trades lose, I'm still only going to lose that 2%. I told myself I was willing to lose on the trade, guys. That's why it's so imperative, so crucial. This is actually one of the biggest things to follow is enter 1 to 2 max per trade, follow the risk, 0.06 number of entries. I had a guy, I think he commented on a post, I don't know, I forget his name, but he set every trade, entered 1 position, and set the trades to take profit 1, every single one. And he walked away at like 271 pips profit. If you want to follow that strategy, you can. You don't need to wait till take profit 2. You don't need to wait till take profit 3. I understand trading can be tough at times, it can get frustrating. Do I hold? Do I just close a profit now? My answer is this. Close profit when you see fit. Close profit when you see fit. It's the best way I can answer that. So cool, get it going. Boom, what is perfect lot size? So we dismiss that. Boom, it's okay, boom. All right, cardio, good question. Cool, that's the same question. It's the same question. Cool, when it says 0.03 is 3% risk per 1,000, which means if you have an account of 20,000, you do 0.03 times 20, which would be 0.60. Let's see right here. I don't know if you do it times 20. Let's see if that's right real quick. Yes, that would be, so 0.60. If it's a 0.03, it's a 3% risk per 1,000. That means per 20,000, yes, do it times that by 20, so it would be 0.6, would be a 3% risk distance to the stop. So good stuff. Is it wise to move stop loss into profit of a few pips before an update comes out? Like for instance, the trade is 15, 30 pips in profit, for example. Gerald G, good question as well. You can if you want. It's up to you, right? It's up to you. Boom, here. Nat, I'm a beginner in this company. I don't understand the swipe trades. What is a swipe trade and how can I learn from the beginning stages? Tanisha Owens, Swipe Trade is the application app that gives you trade alerts to your phone. You can accept or decline the trades, but the trades are there. We've been accurate. We've had over 4,000 profitable pips this month if you've done that already. So it's an app. If you do not have it, you can go into your back office and add it to your subscription. It is an upgraded cost because it's a premium product, so you can add that to that. What is a teacup trade? That's just a technical analysis trade. Are Sundays, Mondays, and Fridays good days to trade on? Gerald G asking a lot of questions. Appreciate it. What sessions produce the most swipe trades? I'd say New York and London session. That's just from experience since we launched. It's always been New York and London. If a trade says sell, buy by market, is there a way to still set it as a buy limit order? No, just do as they say. Guys, trust me when I say, don't try to go against the wheel, don't try to go against the grain. Just follow what we do, because this is what we do. This is what the team was put on to do, is to help you. So trust us, learn from our mistakes, learn from us, let us guide you and follow. If it says buy by market, oh, you better buy by market. If it says a buy limit, sell limit, you better put buy limit, sell limit. I see some people, like it says a sell limit and they're getting on an execution, and I'm like, you're facing drawdown, the limit's not for another 20 pips. You know what I mean? So just follow what we do, guys. Much appreciated. We appreciate you. So we're just here to help you and the end of that. Let's find some other questions here. I know you do IMO TV Tuesdays and Thursdays, but you take on personal clients to mentor. No, I do not. IMO, baby. That's who gets my mentorship. What's your outlook on all NZD swipe that's still active? I mean, that wasn't my trade, but I agree with it. If you look at the weekly chart, it did hit a nice weekly trend line. So, I mean, it's hitting some nice, support at this area now. If you see the 1 hour candle. Real quick, guys, I am going to do this with you and post in the chat if you want to know this, is how to solidify your partial profits. Right? Let me get this chat back on. Where's my chat? I have the Q&As, but not the chat. Where did you go? Yes. All right. So solidifying partial profits. Where did my screen just go? Cool. Here we are. So if you can see my screen right here in the center, I can see, all right, so the alt NZD buy limit or buy by market order that was called today is running. Smaller account, so I'm just using this as an example. Alt NZD buy 0.20. Let's just say that, I don't know if I can expand this window. I can't expand this window. Sorry, guys. Let's just say that an update comes out and it says solidify some partial profits, right? So I go to my MetaTrader 4, and all I literally do, if you're on an iPhone, is you take this and you swipe to the left. You have to do this. Swipe to the left, check mark. Now I want you to notice something. You see the 0.20 position size I have here, 0.20? Swipe to the left, check mark. 0.20 is up here at the top. You see that, 0.20? Now I can close on my profit right now, but if I'd say to take a solidified profit, a partial profit, what that means is I take a partial of my current position in. So 0.20, I can take 0.01. I can close with $1.05. I can take a 0.05 and I can close with $5. I can take half of it and close with a 10.4. So for this example, I'll do like a 0.02. You can do more, but I'm just using, I want to trade roll. It's a swing trade. And I can close, boom, boom, I close. Look at that. So now I have a what? I still am in the trade at that first original entry, prime entry. I still can catch more pips if possible. And look, I close money and put money into my account, just like that. That's the main reason how to solidify partial profits. Why? Because that's all trading is, guys. To be successful at this is why we send the updates, to protect you guys, to protect and trade. And I'm telling you, it wasn't until I started understanding this concept of protecting your trades that trading went next level. Why? The market can do what it wants when it wants, right? Let's say we're going to sell here, boom, sell. All right, solidify here. Let's say the market reverses. Well, at least we took profit there. Good stuff, guys. That's just one tip I wanted to show and share my screen live with you guys on how to do that, right? Boom, Romulo, we just answered that. How can I get all the take profits on a particular trade if I only enter it once on the app at T4? You don't have to go all the way to take profits. It's all about securing those profits along the way and moving the stop when we tell you to move the stop loss, because that's just going to protect you. When you say every trade, does that mean I'll take profits 1, 2, and 3? No, it just means every trade. What happens if the trend change? I'm not sure. Just keep it simple, guys. I know you're asking some questions on analysis and stuff now, but try to answer questions on swipe. If the trend changes, I mean, it's obviously apparent this trade will hit the stop loss based on the trade that was given, but go from there. When is swipe coin coming? Not too sure. Announcement will be made. Is there a charge for trades that goes from one day to the next? Yes, sometimes the broker will charge it's a swap fee. Yes, so it's called a swap fee. Sometimes it's, sometimes actually they give you money on a swap, believe it or not, sometimes. Sometimes I get confused on when to enter into a trade. I guess follow the trend in the market, right? Yes, follow the swipes when I say buy limits, sell limits, buy stops, sell stops. Can you please explain what the correct strategy is regarding trades? Hold on. When you issue a trade, do we leave it to activate even if it's been sitting for days? Or do we delete the trade when you guys send a delete notification? I think we said that one already. Most of you send the same trade, but yes, just delete them if it's been a couple of days, or just wait for us to send it, whatever you're comfortable with. Do all the people posting swipe trades have the same qualifications? Yes, they go through a rigorous testing phase. What we're doing for Swipetrades Plus is it's already been four weeks. We're on week 5 of testing, and we're still, they're still in that testing phase. So they go through this, stuff. They're very highly qualified. Some may be, some are swing traders, some are, not. My team, I know swing masters are more swing traders, so it's more longer term. And then myself, Wealthy Pips, and Starboard are more of like an intraday, kind of quicker, sometimes a couple of day holds here and there. But what's the difference between Swipetrades Plus and Swipetrades? Nothing really. Swipetrades Plus is just going to give you access to 5 more beastly traders. Announcement on that is coming in a few weeks. What if your balance is less than 300? Anonymous attendee asks, just follow the risk based on that 300. Just follow that. How many trades should we take on our account is below 100? I lost everything because I over leverage. Should we avoid making more than 1 trade per pair? Yes, I'd avoid that. Kathy, sorry to hear about that. Over leveraging can do that to your accounts, but as long as you learn from that mistake, you can take that going forward as a mistake and not make the same mistake again, and do it again. If I enter the market with 5K in my account and try to enter every trade with a 1.0 margin, which is a standard lot, and do every trade, for instance, last week was 581 pips, then it would have made 58.10. I mean, yes and no. I don't look at entering 5K and saying I'm going to do 1.0 on every trade, because that 1.0 could be a 1% risk on one trade, or it could be a 10% risk on the other trade based on distance to the stop. So you have to follow and make your lot size positions based on that account size. You get what I'm saying? And follow that same risk for every trade. When we get a trade, Greg Molina asks, when we get a trade with 2 entries, do we enter both entries? Yes, do as the trade says. Why? Because how can I best put this? Let's say, like this USD CAD, for instance, entry 1 was this 38.2. So we're waiting for our 38.2 to go here. Boom, right? And go like this. Now let's say we have an entry 2 at 50%. Sometimes we put an entry 2 just based on the zone. Like what if it does hit the 50% and you get that better entry? Well, at least you still are in here and here. So now this equity here, when this starts selling, will negate the loss between this distance. You get what I'm saying? Rather than face a draw on here, sometimes it may not even hit the second entry. Sometimes it'll hit that first entry, but very, very rarely, especially lately, are we calling 2 entry trades, which is good. And to answer that question for you, Greg. What does daily mean in the swipe trade? It's just the time frame, guys. It's just the analysis the pair is done on. If you see a daily one, it's more likely a longer term play, like the 4 hour and dailies. The 1 hours and the 4 hours are more like intraday quicker. So it's just going to be, you know, the higher the time frame, the longer it's going to be to get to your kind of targets. What is the difference between buy limits, sell limits, buy stops, and sell stops? Guys, let's go over this for you real quick. Boom. So we have some stuff here. Enter 1 or 2 trades max. Cool. Hope you guys are taking notes in this. It's also going to be recorded for you guys, but you know, it's awesome. I'm glad that we're all here in this together, going over this, get you guys the best results possible. Now you know how to solidify partial profits so you guys can profit along the way. Guys, buy limits are basically, we're waiting for the market to come down and anticipate entry right here and then take off to the upside. Sell limits, the same thing. Price isn't there yet, right? It's a limit, so we're waiting for price to reach that area and then go down. And what about stops? Well, it's not stop loss. It's the stop order means, let's say it's a buy stop, waiting for price to break out of, like, let's say it's ranging here, it's ranging here, boom, waiting for price to break out, boom, up to here. And then let's say sell stop, price is doing this, boom, set a sell stop at this price here, waiting for price to break out to the downside. Continue that move. So Alexander Coyle, sub-Coyle, sometimes I get swipe trades alert immediately and I'll notice the entry price is not close to where it's at currently. Should I wait till it gets closer to entry price or get an ASAP? Good question, man. The entry price, it depends on what the order is. So like if it's a limit and it hasn't reached the limit yet, yes, you can still set that limit. But if it was a limit and it already hit the limit, but is a couple pips away from entry price, you can still kind of gauge it, up to you. Like, for example, this alt NCD, like if you're just seeing it now, obviously it's like 25 pips already. It's moving now, guys. It's moving. If you haven't seen it, alt NCD, paying some bills right now. But anyway, it's up to your discretion. If just make sure it's close. If you're seeing a trade late, or you know, if market's already hit it, just do your due diligence and get in when you see fit. Keep it as close to that entry as possible, or if it hasn't hit the limit yet, where to stop, just set that. If I'm new to trading, would swipe trades be good to get a feel / understanding on trading? Anonymous attendee, yes. That's why the whole platform was created, to help the newest person come in who doesn't know anything about trading, to come and get analysis from experts and get this analysis through trading and diligence, and we do the work for you. So all you're doing is you're getting the same information. It's kind of like if Warren Buffett were giving an analysis on something and saying he's going to buy this stock or that stock or invest in this. Like, you'd be most likely looking at that to do it as well. It's kind of like the same concept except for Forex, Forex market. So we're here to do that for you. So to get a feel on trading, understanding trading, is we have a lot of people in iMarkets Live, mostly customers, who come in here and they're new to trading, and they come and they get swipe trades for that reason, to get used to it and then profit in the markets while they're learning. So it's dope. With small account balances, trading mostly 0.01 lot sizes, would you recommend to close a trade or let it ride? Close when you see fit, man. I'm going to keep that implemented in your guys' minds. When you see fit, take the profit whenever you're comfortable. If you're going to bed and you see profit of $5, $10, and you like that $5, $10 and don't want to risk it, man, just close the trade. Just don't, it's up to you. You can't go broke taking profits. I'm going to say that. When a trade goes in profit, why does the swipe master say move the stop loss to break even instead of moving it in profit? Earl Vanson, good question. We say that. Hold on, guys. Cool stuff. So last question, my answer is, we say that to protect you guys, right? We're going to protect you. We move the stop loss to entry. So if the market does reverse, it goes and hits that break even, but we also solidify those profits along the way to make sure we still profit from the trade. Guys, this has been real. This has been fun. There's a web analyzer training coming on right now. Next, if you don't have the link, I think it's an IMO Elite in the Facebook groups. Get with your leaders, text them and ask them for sure. It's in the Telegrams as well. But we got to hop off of here to do the due diligence and get them on the call and do that for them guys. Guys, we're going to be doing this every week. So there's going to be an announcement next week. It's me, myself, probably Wealthy Pips will be on there featured. And we're going to be get this thing every single week for you guys, the people, to get the best results possible. Swipe trades. With that being said, we love each and every single one of you and appreciate all of you to the dearest of our hearts. Much love, guys. Peace.